All right, Shalom, first and foremost, call like La, Eloheinu, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakak. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and hearty Shalom to the elect. All right, and I want to say, Salaki, the Wadi Ba'ashem Shai, for allowing me to do this lesson. The Lord allowed me to do some reading, and He allowed me to put this lesson together. So again, the Wadi Ba'ashem Shai. Lord, will you be edified? Okay, all right. So it says here, this is 1 Peter 2:1. I'm going to read it from the left side and the right side, the double versions of my Bible. Okay, starting from the KJV. It says, wherefore laying aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisies and envies and all evil speakings, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. I'm going to stop at 3. If so be ye have tasted that Yahweh is gracious. Okay. My point in reading this, okay, starting from the top, all right, if we have any of these characteristics within our spirit, okay, because these are things that are inwardly, okay, and they are expressed outwardly. Okay, let's look at some of these words. Let's start with hypocrisies, all right. You have hypocrisies. The word in the Greek is G5272. G5272. And here it goes. I don't know why it's not playing. But it's a hoopocresis. Okay? And it says here, answering, dissimulation, hypocrisy. Let's look up this word dissimulation. It says concealment of one's thoughts, feelings, or character. When you conceal what's inside of you and you do the opposite, that's a hypocrite, okay? It says the practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior do not conform. Okay, so if you say you believe in the Lord, and you know you try to keep the laws, but you out here eating shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster. That's contrary to what the law says. It means you're a hypocrite. You can't be in that way. All right, you gotta stop that. All right, that's just one of the characteristics. Let's look at this one. The word is evil speaking, and in the Greek, the word is G2636, and the word is kata aliyah, and the word is defamation, evil speaking, backbiting, and I know backbiting means speaking against someone who's not there, malicious talk about someone who's not present. That's backbiting. Defamation that goes into lying or slander. So these are things we can't do. If we do some of these things that's written in 1 Peter 2:1, we need to stop it, laying them aside. Okay, it means not doing them. So these are steps that we need to take as we come into the truth and are still learning and growing in the truth, because we're always growing. All right. The Lord has allowed me to teach for about 5 years. Okay. And I'm still learning and growing. I still make mistakes. I still have setbacks, okay? So I'm still a newborn baby, right? I'm still crawling, right? Even though a baby doesn't crawl at, 5 years or whatever the case may be, right? Anyway, that doesn't matter. Let's go down to verse 2. It says, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. Let's read that in the BBE Bible on the right hand side. It says, be full of desire for the true milk of the word as babes at their mother's breast, so that ye may go on to salvation. This message is directly for the elect, okay? And the elect is going to go to where the true word of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Al Shai is, and that word is with the men of GMS, okay? Great Millstone, all right? So that's where you should go, okay? Especially when it comes to teaching things that, like it says in the BBE on the right, it says here, so that you may go on to salvation. All right, one thing that you must know about going on to salvation, okay, is that this MOTB, this mark of the beast, is the RFID chip, okay? You have Israelite groups out there that tell you opposite, okay? Google even knows that the MOTB is the mark of the beast, okay? All right? So let's go here. Let's just go straight to the point. I'm gonna read it, and I'm gonna read the precept that they have here, okay? Oh, all right. So let's go. Let's go to the precepts. All right, this is Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, okay? This thing right here. All right, we're going to get some images. Wait, hold on. I'm going to read some of this, okay? So this is what it says in the AI overview. It says the passage details the mark of the beast being forced on individuals by the beast from the earth. It says here in parentheses, a false prophet. It says stating that it will be placed on the forehead or in the hand, and without it, no one will be able to buy or sell. So whatever this Israelite group that tells you that the MOTB is opposite of something being placed in your hand or in your forehead that you can't buy and sell with, they're wrong, okay? That's not the sincere milk. That's not part of the sincere milk, okay? Revelation 14, 9 through 11, it warns them against it, right? It says here, these verses warn against receiving the mark, which I'm going to show you here what it is here in a minute. It says, stating those who do will be tormented by the wrath of Yahweh and never have rest. Revelation 15 and 2, it says, and I'm going to get this one, it says, the verse describes those who have received the mark as who have received the mark as having succumbed to the power of the beast and his image. Meaning that, hey, you're gonna go, hey, if you need to get credits for your money, right, you're gonna do what it is that you need to do to get credits for your money to feed your family. If you gotta go to work, if you only have a certain amount of limit you can do, if you have to give up your freedom to do so, you're going to do these things, all right? All right, so let's get some scriptures. Let's go back to 1 Peter 2. All right, so as newborn babes, you have to desire the sincere milk. And part of the sincere milk is understanding this MOTB, all right? The MOTB is the RFID chip. Now let's do this. Look at this. Elon Musk with this thing over his head, the brain interface chip over his head. First, look at this. First brain chip placed in a human by Elon Musk, okay? This thing is going to have people under their control, all right? Look, here it goes. This is the breakdown. Neuralink architecture. This is some crazy stuff, man. The answer to this is no. But you have Israelite groups out there that will tell you the answer to this is the MOTB is sin, embargoes the white woman, okay? And that's not right. Let's look at this word sincere. The word sincere is adalos, and it's G97. All right. So if you have proof, physical proof that something is going into somebody's head, and the Bible says forehead, okay, and you have Israelite groups that's out there telling you that it's sin, embargo, or a white woman, or Christianity, or whatever nonsense they have come up with, okay, none of those things can be implanted in you and cause you to buy or sell, okay, all right? The only thing that will cause you to have you there to do that technology, especially with the technology being at the palm of your hand via your phone, your credit card and debit cards via cash, which they're getting rid of, or going to crash the dollar here soon, okay? It can't be any of these other things that the certain Israelite group teaches, okay? All right, so it has to be what you can physically see that's going on in the world, because all the Israelites sin. How can you buy with sin? When sin is against the law and against the Lord, and the sin is what gets you death. All right? But I digress. All right, let's go. Adalos is the word, and here it says guileless. It says unmixed, unadulterated, pure. And that's what it is when the men of Great Millstone and all the people, brothers, all right, that teaching the same like doctrine, all right, are teaching, when they're teaching the same like doctrine, they're teaching the same things in the same accordance with the elders and apostles, and they're telling the truth, all right? Let's look at this word guileless. It says devoid of guile, innocent, and without deception. Unadulterated. It says not mixed or diluted with any difference or extra elements, complete and absolute. When they're telling you, hey, it's the white woman embargoes, Christianity, whatever nonsense, that's not one solid thing. It's not complete, all right? It's diluted. It's polluted, all right? It's polluted. Okay? It's disgusting. Call all y'all about Shema Shai 144 on the time. Okay? It says here, let's see, this without dishonest intent, all right? And I think that goes into like fraud. I looked it up earlier. Yep, it says fraudulent or dishonest intent, all right? Is the evident, let's see what it says. Fraudulent or dishonest intent is evident from the beginning of the transaction or breach of the contract. A breach of the contract does not result in a criminal. All right, come on, what? A fraudulent or dishonest intent. All right, that's what it is, a fraudulent or dishonest intent. All right, a dishonest intent is you not telling the truth. All right, but the men of Great Millstone and those affiliated with them via the same doctrine or however the Spirit has it set up in righteousness, okay? When they tell you that the MOTB is what you can physically see via what's going on in the world, you should believe that, Okay, that's how you're going to grow. Because just like it says here in verse 2 to the right, so that you may go on to salvation, right? But just like we read here, just like we read here, it's a warning. There's a warning against it. If you think it's sin or the white woman or Christianity or embargo, you're going to take this device, right, in your hand, and then you're going to be subject to torments forever from 100 million degrees Celsius, all right? Bam, you see it right there. That's how you buy and sell, because it's connected to an NFC reader. Sin isn't connected to an NFC reader. White women aren't. Embargoes aren't. Christianity isn't. But a white woman may have the device. Okay. All right. Let's go back to this. Okay. Let's see. I wanted to see something. Here we go. This is also something that Google knows. Okay. It says literal interpretation. It says some believe that the mark is a literal physical, possibly an implanted device or tattoo indicating allegiance to the anti-Messiah. All right. Well, we know it's an implanted device. Okay. All right. Here we go. We saw Elon Musk earlier, and we got this right here. The animals was a test. Okay. Here you go. It's all implanted. All right. Don't take it. That's the real message. Okay. All right. Let's go back here. It says here, if ye so, verse 3, it says, if so be ye have tasted that Yahweh is gracious, okay? Also, desiring the milk it goes more into understanding that the mark of the beast is the MOTB. It goes into understanding that you're not going to be able to keep all 613 laws. All right, it's going to help you understand that you're going to be saved by faith. All right. Ultimately, whoever the Lord's elect is, that's who's going to be saved. Okay? That's who's going to be saved. Ultimately, understanding that. Okay? Understanding beyond that. Okay? That the deliverance, when it comes, okay, for those who is destined for, the next thing that's coming after that is the kingdom of the Lord. Okay? And with that being said, that's what's coming. Righteousness is coming. Rest is coming. All right, that's the graciousness of the Lord that you must understand. Okay, when you grow and learn this truth, but it's going to be sweet and bitter. Okay. All right. There was something. It was in Romans. I had read it earlier about growing, about the inward, right? Because you have to grow. All right, you have to grow. This is about changing, repenting, which considers growth, because change is something that we have to grow to. We have to get used to, because we've been stuck in our habits being Babylonians. Now that we have come to understand who we are, we have to change, repent, and to do so, we have to know what we changing from and who we changing to know what we have to fight against. Okay, this is Romans chapter 2 and verse 29. It says, but he that is a Jew, which is one inwardly, and circumcision is that of the heart and the spirit, and not of the letter, whose praise is not of men, but of Yahweh. All right, when we look at this word inwardly, it's inside the mind. Okay, the mind. Where'd the word go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd the word go? Oh, here we go. So it says the word cryptos, and the word is G2927. It says inwardly hidden, inwardly private, concealed, secret. Let me see. I know where I looked it up at. I wanted to see if it was somewhere else. Let's look at this word inwardly. And it says right here, inwardly, of a particular thought, feeling, or action registered or existing in the mind but not expressed to others, okay? Inwardly. So being a Israelite man inwardly, okay, starts with understanding, and starts with understanding that deliverance is by faith, all right? It starts by understanding that you have to walk by faith, all right? Start by understanding that walking by faith is doing what the Lord told you to do, which is for one, to have faith, okay? And then two, do the best that you can to keep his commandments. Also, don't be over righteous, because you can destroy yourself being over righteous, all right? As newborn individuals, right? And I'm speaking to myself before I'm speaking to anybody else, okay? Let me go back to... let's look at this word gracious, because the Lord is gracious. He sent his son down here to die for us. When I say us, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, okay? Let's see. What? This is crazy. The word gracious. It says here, fit for use. I hate to think that way, but the Lord Yahweh Shai, he did fulfill his lot as he said he would, and he was going to do, as the Lord designed it to be. Let's look up. It says kind, easy, gracious. Let's look at the word gracious. Let's see. Courteous, kind, pleasant. Okay. Manageable. Opposite the harsh, sharp, bitter, pleasant. Okay. How pleasant is the Lord? He gave us his son, man. Okay. And that's part of the gospel, but this whole lesson primarily was trying to get you to understand that sincere individuals that's going to teach you the truth is going to tell you, hey, the names of the Lord. They're going to talk about you. They're going to talk to you about the names of the Lord. They're going to tell you about the MOTB and what it truly is, okay? They're going to preach to you the gospel, okay? All right? Lord, we was edified to the next time. Shalom.